Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. Saskatchewan RCMP have arrested a fellow member from Swift Current. Following an extensive investigation, 31-year-old Michael Chachula was arrested in Swift Current on Monday. Milder than normal temperatures throughout the past number of weeks has raised a red flag of concern on many Saskatchewan creeks, rivers, and other bodies of water. With the annual SUMA convention on the horizon, municipal leaders will be bracing themselves for what level of funding announcements will be shared by the province. The Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame was officially opened in August of 2012. Now the latest round of inductees have been announced for 2015. Thanks for joining us here today. A former Swift Current RCMP constable is facing criminal charges. We have more in today's top story. Saskatchewan RCMP have arrested a fellow member from Swift Current. Following an extensive investigation, 31-year-old Michael Chachula was arrested in Swift Current on Monday and later released on strict conditions. He's charged with 2 counts of drug trafficking involving what F Division is saying is a small amount of cocaine and ecstasy. Chachula, a former general duty constable at the Swift Current Rural Detachment, was suspended with pay back in October, following a long investigation by the Moose Jaw Police Service and the RCMP F Division Major Crime Unit. RCMP are releasing few details as the case is yet to appear in court, although it was stated during a teleconference on Wednesday that a criminal complaint was reported first back in April of 2014, with the Moose Jaw Police Service on board to investigate. Further allegations surfaced, and by October, Chachula was suspended of his duties with pay from the Swift Current Rural Detachment. RCMP further indicate that drug trafficking was undertaken by the accused in the Greater Toronto Area, and that he is also the subject of an internal code of conduct investigation. The accused, Michael Chachula, with almost 7 years of service with the RCMP, will make his first court appearance in Swift Current Provincial Court on February the 18th. Warmer than normal temperatures have left area creeks and rivers unsafe to cross. We have more in this report. Milder than normal temperatures throughout the past number of weeks has raised a red flag of concern on many Saskatchewan creeks, rivers, and other bodies of water, with the Water Security Agency issuing a number of public advisories, especially across southern Saskatchewan.
It's some of those areas, too, that saw, the higher flows or the extreme rainfall from the past summer and fall here, and that's the areas we're really concerned about, and that combined with that warmer temperatures, and you're seeing, maybe some ice conditions we wouldn't normally have, and it's really important that to understand that, and really many of the streams that are normally dry by fall, we're still flowing at freeze up. So, and some of that may continue through the winter, and that winter stream flow, it can create a pretty serious thin ice hazard. So it's something we want people to use extreme caution when they're out near a lake or a river.
Boyle further adds that whether you're planning to head out ice fishing or for a day out on the snowmobile, you need to be aware of your surroundings.
The Ministry of Environment has some recommended ice thickness levels to make sure when you're crossing a water body, and it's 4 inches, at least 4 inches thick to walk on, at least 6 to drive a snowmobile or ATV on.
Further details on any ice warnings or other related topics can be found on the Saskatchewan Ministry of Environment's website. As municipal leaders prepare for the upcoming SUMA convention, revenue sharing is top of mind. With the annual SUMA convention on the horizon, municipal leaders will be bracing themselves for what level of funding announcements will be shared by the province. And despite rumored cutbacks in lieu of low oil prices, Swift Current's Mayor Jared Schaefer hopes revenue sharing will remain on track for municipalities.
The spirit of the revenue sharing agreement was such that it was tied to the 1 percentage point of the PST, and it was always designed that, if PST revenues are increasing, then that revenue is good for not only the province, who keeps 4 points, and municipalities get 1 point of it. But if the PST revenues decrease, then communities had signed up saying, you know what, that's part of the deal. We understand that. We'll grow with the community and deal with the economy and deal with the shrinking of it. So the spirit of the agreement was always based on PST revenues, and we certainly hope that the government keeps their word on that one. We wouldn't want to go back to the days when revenue sharing was less reliable, where you were going each year trying to figure it out. The fact of the matter is that agreement was based on PST and not oil royalties, and I really hope the government's able to keep their word in that.
Schaefer adds that municipalities rely on revenue sharing dollars from the province for a range of infrastructure projects. Overall dollar amounts which are key when preparing local budgets.
The trade-off is always basically three things. You got to increase revenues, and for cities and any municipality, the only way to do that is with a tax increase. Other options is you cut services. So you think about the services that a rural municipality provided. Is that less snow removal? What is that for the city of Swift Current? Do you start making decisions on eliminating some of the services you offer, or pulling money from reserves? And it always seems kind of loud and clear that your residents don't want you pulling money to reserves to balance the budget. So we're forced. We can't run deficits. We have to balance our budgets each and every year.
The 110th Annual SUMA Convention is set for February 1st through the 4th in Saskatoon, as municipal leaders from across the province meet to discuss a range of issues and gain an insight into the financial outlook of the province for the coming year. To a small community, especially here in southwest Saskatchewan, the most valuable resource available is the pride and support of its residents. In the town of Gull Lake, Community Future Southwest has partnered with various service clubs and volunteers to make this prairie community the best it can be. Bruce Gibson and his team of volunteers came together to beautify a piece of the town's core, the Elks Hall.
Giving it a paint job and a good facelift has a good appearance on the outside. They have to be in these communities because you always have to have a meeting point of some point or someplace. Like it's where everybody meets. Anything from funerals to weddings, and you have to have a big building for it.
Bruce and his crew are continuing the work started last year as Gull Lake's town councillor and Communities in Bloom chairperson Ed Lowenberger spearheaded a new vision for the community.
We started this last year. It started out as basically a barren, vacant lot. We took it and cleaned it up, cleaned all the trash out of it, planted trees, planted shrubs, planted flower beds, made raised beds, laid down a layer of heavy mulch.
And with some encouragement, the businesses and people of Gull Lake joined together to work on making the community the best place it could be, starting with the new pocket parks to updating benches and planting flowers. The end result was more than just a better-looking downtown.
I've noticed a huge difference from last year. We have more private citizens coming on board. We've had an overwhelming response from the business community as well, such as a flower pot competition. We provide the planters, they provide everything else.
It's the volunteers and supporters of these projects that make them possible. This Communities in Bloom competition is a mere example of how ready the town is to show their community spirit and come together for the greater good.
Yeah, they spearheaded it and kind of gives you a little awareness that, somebody's going to start something, you might as well go along with it. And there's always, in small towns, there's always good community pride no matter what. It's just, anybody that spearheads something, usually somebody jumps on board.
The spirit of volunteerism and the noble vision of the town attracted Community Future Southwest, who helped turn their vision into a reality.
We pretty much give all our money back into the community, so sometimes we need a little help. Sometimes our stuff gets forgotten.
That's very important to us. I know not only us, but other communities in the Southwest have also benefited greatly from them. Yeah, they've been a big help, and they've been a big source of information for us as well. So it's
been a great start, but the best is yet to come. According to Ed, the The solution to revitalizing any community is more people.
We've come a long way from when we started, but having said that, we also realize that, we still got a long ways to go. There's always room for improvement. The greater the increase in the residents and the population, the more things we can accomplish. So.
Thanks to Community Future Southwest, success stories like the community of Gull Lake are becoming more common across the region. Community Future Southwest helps business owners with financing and business training, making dreams become a reality. Contact their office today. Another round of inductees has been announced for the Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame, including a familiar face from the Southwest. The Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame was officially opened in August of 2012. And since that initial ceremony at the Swift Current-based facility, a number of players and officials involved in the sport have been honored. Now the latest round of inductees have been announced for 2015, falling into 5 categories, including players, builders, officials, grassroots, and teams. A well-rounded lineup of inductees from across the province who've made their mark in the world of hockey, like Swift Current's own Tiger Williams.
Well, what a great honor for Dave Tiger Williams. What a great honor for Swift Current, because Dave Williams put Swift Current on the map when he was playing. He always promoted the Broncos, even when he was playing with the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Vancouver Canucks and that. And well, he's either on the scoreboard one way or the other, whether or not he was scoring a goal or whether it was one of his many penalties that he had during his hockey career. But Dave Williams gave you everything he had, and he's a worthy recipient.
And as the anticipation builds for the formal induction dinner set for July 17th in Humboldt, Bowditch encourages hockey fans to stop by the Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame in Swift Current throughout the coming months, as the exhibit rotates on a regular basis.
We've averaged about 2,500 people a year coming through the Hockey Hall of Fame, and people love to come back and see it. It brings up a lot of memories, and it's amazing the number of people that come back here that have hockey stories of their own.
The Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame is open year-round and is located within the Credit Union Iplex in Swift Current. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at MyLocalTV.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.